Learning a new strategy in trading can be quite overwhelming and difficult. This is why I use My Trading Journey. It's an application that allows you to backtest your strategies that you're learning. For me personally, I will use MTJ to develop on strategies and to learn new things that I didn't know before. The backtesting software allows me to use old chart data and develop my strategies on this previous data. The trades that are taken are in real time, so you can't go back and change your trade. The data is statistically correct and you can't adjust it. So in this video, I'm going to be introducing a new trading strategy to you guys, a strategy that I use personally for my personal trading journey. And with this strategy, I'm going to be showing you how to develop it using My Trading Journey application. So first things first, we're going to type in My Trading Journey into the browser and we're going to create an account. I personally have an account already, so I use this strategy, this technology already. But for you guys, all you'll do is go to this top and press start now. Once you are logged in and you create an account, I want you to go to the backtesting section on the left, and I want you to go new session. In this new session, I'm going to start a account with, well, let's say $100,000. Let's make sure that's $100,000. Yeah, I'm going to be trading EU, GU, UJ, and also I want to be trading gold. So we're just going to pull gold up real quick. Yep, there it is. And then the start date. So this is the date that we want to, backtest from. So let's go from there. And then that is set in. Strategy, we can go for a test, right? This strategy, we're going to be learning how to use order blocks efficiently within the market. So we can call this order block YouTube test. Once that's done and you've created the session, you just press create now at the bottom right there. And what it would do is create the strategy for you. As you can see, top left, we have a $100,000 account. Start date is the 05 of September. And then we have no backtesting just yet, but we're going to go into it. However, at the start of the video, like I said, I'm going to be showing you guys the strategy. The idea with the strategy is that we're going to be looking for massively impulsive movements, and then we're going to look for the market to target back into these zones. So let me talk you through it. So if we have a market running up, and then all of a sudden we get a massive burst in energy from the market, I want you to put your eyes to the orientation where this big impulse come from. And what we're going to do is draw a simple rectangle from this zone. And then we're going to look for the market to slowly move back into this zone. Once we come into this zone, we want to use other confluences to tell us that this area is a demand for us. This area has liquidity within it. So once we tap back into the zone, you want to see a potential break above maybe some analysis, etc., etc. And once we've done this, then the market should move in our way. And of course, from the other side of the market, we're going to look for a supply zone or a supply order block, whatever it may be. And what we want to see is the market moving down, potentially have an impulse back up, and then a huge drop from that zone. So very impulsive move. So what I want you to do is draw a area around that zone, and I want you to target that zone. So we want to see a slow, impulsive move back up, come back into the zone, and then look for a sell-off from there. Again, like I said, this is not anything crazy. This is just for a simple lesson. So if we actually go into Euro USD, you typically want to be using this on higher time frames. Okay, so we don't want to be looking at really low time frames. First thing I want you guys to look for is huge drops like this. Okay, so very impulsive movements, very impulsive movements. And I'm also going to show you guys where this doesn't work. So as you can see, we have a huge move up from here. So the first thing that you're going to do is draw a rectangle around the pivot point. And usually it's the counter trend trading candlestick before the impulsive move. So the last reversing candlestick before the move up. Or if we're looking for the move down, we're going to be looking for the last candlestick that was going up. So as you can see in this zone, the market had a huge sell-off. This may have been around news, I'm not too sure. But we had a huge sell-off here. And then the market had a bit of consolidation here. No real indication the market's going to bounce from here. And then the market continued on down, which is completely fine. Okay. So as you can see around here, we had a little bit of consolidation. The last black candlestick before the large move up, we marked this candlestick out. So I'm going to mark this candlestick here. We're going to drag a line out. And as you can see, the market had an impulse, come back, tested the zone, and then actually broke this high and ran from there. That is the simple idea with it. Now we have a summarized idea on how to use order blocks, supply and demand very simply. I'm now going to use MTJ to help me backtest this. So we've got a brief idea of what we're going to do, and now we're going to want to play this in real time. And as you can see, the markets are set out for us. So we're trading Euro USD at the moment, and I'm going to trade this live for you guys, like no editing. So the first thing, what I want you to do is understand your risk analysis. So if there's $100,000 challenge account, let's say this is a GoFundMe trader, $100,000 challenge account. If you're going to be risking like 1, 2, 3%, you have the options here. So I'm going to go 1%. Okay. So I'm going to be risking 1% per trade. So this is $1,000 risk. Okay. Entry, take profit. We don't need to do this just yet. But the great tool that you can use is this long position. Okay. So you can use a long position, you can use a short position, and that is the way we set the trade up. Let's allow the markets to play out for a little bit, and then we'll come up with a conclusion on a trade that we like the idea of. So now we're playing through the markets and getting an idea of what we want to be doing. You can see that the market is actually having a small impulse up, and we've had this massive downtrend. So I'm looking for order blocks within this zone that the market wants to retest and come into. We have a huge one here. The market has not came back into retest this zone yet, but the market is looking to push slightly higher. So this is a good lesson for us actually. So the market did have this slow move up. It ran into this zone, and then we had a huge sell-off. When we have a huge sell-off like that, and it's very quick price action, we don't want to be looking to get into any demand zones or order blocks, purely based on the fact that the market's moving too aggressively and it won't really respect our analysis and what we want to be doing. So this is a good thing for me to go, actually, you know what, I'm not going to trade this current market. However, what I did notice is what we could have done is use this order block just here. That would have been a valid order block to trade. However, this was a very drastic move. It does make sense, actually. It's very nice. So we have this huge move down, and then we have the slow mark up, come back into the zone, and then a large sell-off. So that could have actually been quite valid for us. But again, I'm a trader. I miss things. I don't look at everything. And it was very, very quick price action. So now we have the market in a good spot. So the market is tapping into this order block up here. And the market's tapped from it and had a slight sell-off. I want to see the market break potential higher lows before the markdown. But all I'm going to do just for the video is place a trade on this, where the current market is. Place my stop loss just above there, and I'm going to target these lows just down here. And what I want you to do is, once you place this on your chart on MTJ, press place order. Everything will come into here, and we want to place an order for sell. So we're in that current trade now, and we will wait to see what, and we got stopped out. And this is just one of those things. We got stopped out on this trade, and I looked back just now, and we are trading around the London session. So I probably wouldn't have traded shorts at this time. So on a notepad, write in, okay, maybe don't look for so-and-so at so-and-so time. And this is the point of backtesting. This is the point of discovery. And this is the point of using MTJ, because it will find these things for you. So we're going to carry on the market from here. And we're going to look to see if we can find any more trades. All right, so after that trade, we're going to be looking for another short on Euro USD. We have this massive supply zone up here. And like I said at the start of the video, we have this huge drop and then a slow move up. That's what we want to ideally see. So what I'm going to do is place a sell order at this order block. And I'm going to place a target just at this low down here. Now I'm going to risk 2% on this trade because I do like it. I'm going to place the order. So place an order on TradingView, comes into my platform here, and then I'm going to place order there. And as you see, if the market moves up and hits our level, then we'll get triggered into the trade, and then we'll see what happens from there. So the trade came in at this pivot point here. We got tagged in, and then the market did move down slightly. But then the New York session opened up and swung us out for a loss of 2%. So our balance now is at 3,000. If this was on a trading day, this might be over multiple trading days. So we're okay. We're down 3%. So the next trade, we're going to risk around 1%, bring the risk down a little bit. Again, this is just for the video, and we're going to look for another trade. So now we can look for another trade. The market's coming down to into this level here. As you can see, the counter and trading candlestick before the markup. And what we're going to do is place a long position at this zone right here. And then we're going to place our target just at the high and the SL just below this low here. Again, nothing major. We're going to risk 3% on this trade again. We're going to place order on the chart for a buy. And everything comes into here. And then we're going to place the order and then see how the market moves. So just doing a bit of technical analysis on top of this trade, we're already in profit. The market has this pivot point here that it's tapping into. So we're going to look to see the market move from there, which it does. Just slightly misses our take profit. You can slow it down. So you can slow it down a little bit. And as you can see, it's coming back to our entry now. It has come up to that supply zone. So we're going to look to see what the market does from here. See if it runs back to that high, which it looks like it may want to do. And at that point there, we were able to swing our take profit, which is really nice. We had nice risk management in this trade from this demand zone. We did slightly wick through it, but that's completely fine. That's fine with demand zones and order blocks and things like that. So Now we're in a profit of around 6.4%. So realized profit is $6,000 on a GFT account. If you were to withdraw this, that's great profits. So we're going to look for one more trade, and we're going to place the trade and then see what we get given. Just as the market does its thing, I just want to talk about how I technically control funded accounts. So in this is not an idea of how to control a funded account. Usually when I start a funded account challenge, I'll start off a bit slow. So like we did around 1%. We risked a little bit more, and then we did around 3%, and then another 3% once we lost that 3%. Because in regards to risk to reward, yeah, I'm at 2 losses and 1 win now, but look at our profits. We're up 6,400. So now what I'm going to do, if I'm actually backtesting this, is I'm going to go back and look what happened here, look what happened here and here, and I'm going to sit there and go, right, this is the right risk to reward to use. This is the right time trade, etc., etc. This time was around. It was around New York session / London Open here when we come back into that demand zone, and then the next day opened up, and around the Asian session is where we moved up, and then the London session and New York session is actually where we swung our TP. So all these different elements that you can build into your trading and go, right, look, this is how I'm going to do it. This is what works best for me, etc., etc. And that's how we build on top of strategies. So maybe looking at a last trade here, you can see we have this demand zone down here, or this order block. The market's had a huge move up, slow move down, tapping into that zone. I'm not going to enter, but it could look as a good trade. And because now we're in profits on the account, we're going to risk around 1%. Okay. So usually risk around $1,000 to make maybe like $3,000, $4,000. I want to technically close this video out at around 10% profit. And as you can see, if we did enter that trade, that would have been very profitable, but we didn't, so that's completely fine. Now we have a huge drop. I want to see a slow move back up into the zone and see what we get given. So I'm going to test out a different time frame on this now. So I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame and have a look. And as you can see, we are tapping into the supply zone here. So on a bigger time frame, we're tapping into an order block, and on a smaller time frame as well, on a 15-minute time frame, we are tapping into the order block as well. So what I'm going to do again is I'm going to risk 1%. I'm going to place my short position around here, SL just above that high, and I'm going to target this low down here. I'm going to press place order, so I'm in a sell. I'm going to risk 1%, okay? So that order's placed into the market now, like so, and we're going to wait for the market to do its thing. Yep. Okay, perfect. So that's another profitable trade. So with 2 losses, 2 wins, with a 50% win rate, with a max RTR 3.32, which is okay. That's not too bad. Average RR is 2.88. So for every $1,000, we're going to be making $2,800. Okay, that's the idea with risk to reward and these types of things. So the account now is currently up $9,000. I'm going to place one more trade to get us over the $10,000 threshold, and then we're going to close the video out there. So now the market is looking to mark up. As you can see, we've had a swing below this level here where we've just slightly grabbed liquidity. The market swung that level, had an impulse up, breaking this structure and also breaking this structure. So now the market's ticking up for us. If we look at the last counter trend trading candlestick before that uptrend, we'll highlight that level there. And as you can see, that's a nice order block for us to look for a retest into that zone and then an impulse. If I also just add on Fibonacci's to help us out, you can see we're tapping into 0.618. So now I've cleared up the Fibonacci's, you can see we're tapping into 0.618. That's another complement I typically use. And we're going to place a long position here where I'm going to go for the market, and I'm going to go for these highs up here with my SL just below this little low here. So for my take profit, I'm just going to go for this pivot point here. I'm actually going to just move it slightly above that zone just because if we swing that high, then we're going to push up a little bit and we want to reap the rewards of that a little bit. So I'm just going to place that order there. So we're going to go place order. So we've placed a buy order in this zone, and I'm going to press place order here. And then I'm going to allow the market to play out as it is. And then there we go. There you have it. We have our take profit hit from that order block there with our 0.618 level, and the market had a nice move up from there, especially with this liquidity sweep that enabled us to see what side the market is moving towards. And we was able to end it with $11,616 in profit with a 60% win rate, with an average R2R on the trades of 3.05. So we're risking around $1,000 to make $3,000, which is very good. If we go onto the dashboard, we can see that in July we made 2.6%. And then I think, because it changes the times, yeah, look, so all the trades are different. So all the trades are at different dates to allow us to not have the issue of trading in a section that something may not work. So it gives you a overall look at everything in the markets. If I just move that over to the right a bit, you can see we have our winning averages for the day. So on Monday, we usually lose 2,000 and make 5,000, etc. Tuesdays, we might not trade anymore. And Fridays was our most profitable day. And as you can see, total winners is 3, total losers is 2, etc. It gives you all this information. Average duration is 23 hours. And then average duration for a loss is 19 hours. So typically, if the trade might go over 24 hours, then we might look to close, all these different elements that we could look to build into our trading strategy to make it even better. So guys, that is me teaching you guys a new strategy to implement into your trading, and also showing you my trading journey software and how to implement these trading strategies into real data. I've been able to see the days that work for me, the types of trades that work for me, and you can also look at the pairs and all these different elements that normal backtesting softwares don't show you. MTJ is an amazing software, and I definitely recommend. There'll be a link in the description to get an account today. Thank you all for joining me. I will be making more videos like this coming up very soon.